3, 2, 1. D. Wow,
D.
calibrated.
See, that's what I was kind of thinking.
I always feel like this drink just lacks everything.
How many times do you think you've drank it? I think every time I ever drink it, it's just like, I want to see what this is like when someone orders this.
What's up, Valor Nation? It's your guy, Ethan. Welcome to the Valor Coffee Podcast. So glad to have you. We got a fun one today. Ross, Riley, me, a tier list, this coffee from Futura Coffee Roasters in Oregon. And we just had fun, okay? Cheered out some coffee drinks, and the results may shock you. Okay, let's see. We got a shout out. Third Wave Water, per usual, and I hit them up in the show, but always cool to mention them. They really do make coffee taste better, and I would recommend having that for your home. Just use code VALOR for 15% off and make it happen. Shout out to Clive Coffee using code VALOR5 to get 5% off Eureka and Ampham products and Malkunic. Sounds kind of sick. Especially if, look, 5% goes a long way. All right. If you're buying a nice piece of gear, a little something off the top, help you out. We've been talking about these guys. It's our friend Kent over at Localized Growth. Okay. The less sexy part of the biz, how to make your coffee shop or your coffee cart, your coffee roastery more seen on the web. So SEO, search engine optimization, does help. So if you work with Localized Growth, they will help you climb the ranks and get seen by people that are trying to have some great coffee, whether it be a cart at an event or other. So check them out. Localizedgrowth.com/valor. What? They're doing 20% off for reoccurring services, and they're doing 50% off for one-time services. Make sure to hit them up. I know we got links in the bio for that, but man, thanks for listening to this podcast. Kind of cool. Kind of appreciate it. I hope everybody has an awesome Thanksgiving. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Podcast starts. 3, 2, 1. Live from the Valor Decision Desk in Roswell, Georgia. We have another riveting episode of the Valor Coffee Podcast, formerly known as the Coffee Sometimes Podcast, coming at you live. I am your host, Riley Westbrook, with and
I'm your host, Ross Walters.
My two best friends, Ross and Ethan.
Glad to be here, guys. Oh my gosh. Can you believe it? November something, depending on when you're listening to this. Do you think that anyone will ever introduce you on stage as, and they're being serious, a man who needs no introduction? If it was at our all staff, I could see that.
Or like at a Thanksgiving dinner with your family.
At a Thanksgiving dinner with my family.
Your wife and you and Temple.
Perhaps even a Friendsgiving that could be coming up.
Yeah.
So yes, dude,
a man that needs no introduction.
Are you going McAfee on us?
Yeah.
You're gonna stand up. You're looking jock today, bro.
I wish, dude. I'm fattening up. That's
well, for sure. The weather's starting to dip.
Yeah, I haven't been making it to the gym.
I think we all have our ways of gearing up for the holidays.
Nearly enough lately. I've been like a one time a weeker.
No,
it's no good. It's no good.
But I did happen to see you at the gym. It's really funny running into this guy unplanned at the gym.
You're just like my best friend. What are you?
It's like running
world?
into your sibling in public. You're like, or your wife. You're like,
what?
You're not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to know where you are.
Yeah.
And I didn't know you were here. So
you got mad?
And it's kind of just like a weekly occurrence at this point.
Yeah. The one time a week you go, I go.
Apparently.
Shows you how much I go.
At least once a week.
Yeah. I've got that as my frame of reference for sure. But I don't know. It's been hard getting there on Thursdays.
Hey, if anyone just has some motivation or like motivation videos that they like to watch,
link me a motivational video in the comments.
Yeah, if it's personal anecdotal motivation or a Jocko Willink or like a
Jordan Peterson
or a who's the Tony Robbins?
Yeah.
You know, that could hype you up, bro.
I've always noticed Tony Robbins really gets through to this guy over the years.
Yeah.
It's bread and butter.
I'm going to be honest. I've never listened to a single piece of Tony Robbins content, except I think one time he was on the Tim Ferriss podcast.
Are you familiar with his distinct voice?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know the guy. Like, we're friends.
He's a
but-
force of nature. I've also never listened to anything either.
Neither I.
Just three guys that don't know anything about
And
Tony
I think
Robbins.
we need to kind of hang out here for the rest of the day and just talk about what we think his videos could be like.
You know what? We recently got a comment on our YouTube podcast, the one we're doing right now. And someone said, I just started listening. It's surprisingly entertaining. And I was like, thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe it's surprising because you don't expect to see like a business coffee podcast be so dang cool.
Oh.
Or what? But I mean, I have fun.
Guys, I know we don't want to talk about this. I know we don't talk about sports very often anymore, but if anybody's feeling like a certain melancholy to the room today, the Falcons did get their biggest like blowout loss over the weekend.
Of all time, maybe ever.
Except that one time the Falcons got smashed by the Cowboys. Remember that a couple years ago? By Dan Quinn's defense.
I blocked that out.
Good. Guys, do you think we're going to make it to the playoffs? Do you think we're being 2 games up, still going to be able to clinch the division with like 7 weeks left?
Are we 2 games up?
We're 2 games up
From the Bucks?
from the Bucks.
I'd say that in my head, there's no doubt that we're making the playoffs. I just think that we're still not very good.
I think we kind of have to go through a little bit of a gauntlet. We got to play the Commanders. We're playing the Chargers next.
We also have the Panthers and the Giants.
So if we lose, how many more games left?
I think there's 7.
Oh, we play the Chargers. I'm going to be at that game. Chargers game.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chargers are for real this year.
Yeah, Harbaugh's got them playing like some ground and pound, like tough guy football.
Yeah. Yeah.
Justin Herbert's the guy for
I think
that.
we're going to go to the playoffs, and I think we're going to win the Super Bowl.
I love that. I love that mentality. You got that dog in you, bro.
Yeah. No, I don't think we're going to win the Super Bowl, but I think we will go to the playoffs and maybe lose in the first round.
I know it's a lot of hype, but I'm seeing a lot of media saying fans are calling for Penix after that poor performance. But I would say that's
ridiculous.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, dude. I don't think it's his fault.
I don't think it's
I think it's Zach Robbins' fault. Robinson?
Robinson.
more aptly. I think it's Jimmy Lake's fault because the defense.
I mean, the defense is also bad. I just think that both of the coordinators are not very special.
They're both first timers.
Because when you have a player's coach as your head coach, I kind of think you need some gurus.
Need some geniuses.
Yeah. A la Falcons Super Bowl run, Dan
Right.
Quinn,
Right.
player's coach. Sure, he was like involved with the defense, but then you had obviously a genius.
The GOAT.
I mean, the best offensive staff maybe ever put together.
In the history of the world.
Yeah.
Maybe ever.
Maybe ever. So I don't know. Football, you miss it while it's gone. You hate it while it's here. I don't know.
It's around week 11. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to watch like every single highlight video this week. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Football's kind of better as an idea.
yeah, a lifestyle concept.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. Hey, we don't have to talk about football anymore. We have a really fun thing to get to.
What are you guys making for Thanksgiving? Come on.
You're asking the 2 like least like we like.
I don't
don't know.
think about that.
You guys
I
cook
don't-
way more than I do.
I don't do it.
He cooks steak.
What do you think I cook?
I don't know.
He
You
just
get home and
cooks
just
steak.
like diddle, ground beef, maybe.
No, I mean, the extent of what I cook would be, every once in a while, I'll be like, Rachel, do you want me to make dinner tonight? And then she'll be like, oh my gosh, yes.
Every couple of years.
But yeah, basically, no. I mean, probably once every week, 2 weeks.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But then, the meal gets a lot more simple. I've got some go-tos.
Like boiled hot dogs, no buns.
Not just throwing things on the
Directly on the eye.
on the eye. But yeah, anyways, yeah, no, Rachel has really stepped into the role of chef in the home, and she loves it, which is
great.
cool.
I do cook at least once a week, but I'm not thinking, Thanksgiving food, and I like to eat it, but I've never made it, you know? Maybe I need to step into that like realm of adulthood where I'm making Thanksgiving food. I usually like to make more like stir fry, like Thai bowls.
Not like party food. Like it's kind of just like dinner for the family.
Dinner for the family. Well said. Well said.
Yeah.
You seem like a guy that whips up like friggin' like mashed potatoes.
I've done some wild stuff in the past. This year, Thanksgiving, I think my only thing I'm personally doing is the turkey. I'm doing the turkey.
Are you going to use your smoker?
I'm smoking the turkey. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Are you gonna inhale?
Yeah. I'm gonna rip that thing. I'm gonna brine it.
Nice.
Whip up a little brine, smoke it. That's my plan.
Just let us know what time, man. We're there.
Classic. Anytime I talk about the smoker,
Just yeah. Seriously, we're there.
I wanted to do a brisket for Valor's Giving, but I don't think I have the time.
Can I ask y'all a serious question?
I would have to stay home tomorrow, and I can't do that.
If I offered you guys both $1,000 to open the Alpharetta coffee shop with me on Thanksgiving from 8 to 2, could you get that green lit by your families?
$1,000 a piece.
Yeah.
8 to 2.
You're home by 3:30, 4. And that's the weird thing about Thanksgiving, right? So like every meal is usually like lunch or dinner, but then Thanksgiving comes around, we're like, let's eat at 2:30.
We should do tier lists for Thanksgiving foods.
Maybe that's a hot tier list right now for sure.
Dude, I mean,
that would be kind of
that would
entertaining,
involve us canceling plans we already have, so that lessens the probability. My wife just doesn't care about money that much either.
Respect.
Yeah.
So I like she's not like, ooh, $1,000, you know.
I would say if it was 8 to 12, I would probably have a chance.
Yeah.
8 to 2, no chance.
Are you seriously considering that?
No. No.
Not in a million years.
My sweet wife and son would be displeased with me. Especially, as y'all know, if you're in the coffee industry, it can get wild around these holiday times. So I'll be working, before and after considerably. So having like a day where everything is closed and there's like no choice, I'm locked in at the hizzy.
It's nice.
That's good.
You know what else is nice though? $1,000.
Java.
$1,000. What would you guys spend $1,000 on? I'm just kidding. Okay, listen. Let's give at least one S tier Thanksgiving food. I'll tell you something that's C tier. The turkey. It's always C tier.
Amen.
Yeah.
It's only good when you get some of it on your fork and then you like scoop up
You gotta combine it with
like
other
mashed
stuff.
potatoes and gravy.
Like if there's some really good dressing.
It's hard because as an adult now, and I know I've been harping on this a lot, like I'm an adult.
You're really stepping into adulthood lately.
Yeah, I'm 27
Finally.
years young. I've been to many Thanksgivings across many states with many different families.
Wow.
And it's
Flex.
amazing what, I'm thinking like, what's S tier no matter what?
Yeah.
I don't know if anything's coming to mind. Frankly, I remember stuffing is my favorite. Like the dressing
Okay,
or the
great.
stuffing. That'd be my S tier.
I think I completely agree that it's sort of hit or miss, especially since the food just sort of sits out for a while and kind of dries up. But the mashed potatoes with the gravy on top it's very forgiving. As long as it's warm.
That gravy can kind of
The gravy carries
Properly
it,
salted.
and you're kind of able to like use that as the base really
Right.
for the rest of the food on the plate.
I think KFC kind of ran with that when they do their little Thanksgiving bowls.
It's definitely a la KFC.
I think both of mine are kind of controversial. So one, cranberry sauce, the gross kind from the can.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wow.
That-
I've never even had that because I've just been so disgusted by it.
That's so est tiered. And then number 2, sweet potato casserole.
Yeah.
My mama makes a good sweet potato casserole, so it's pretty good.
It's
I would say
basically
8.
dessert, but during the main course. You know?
And that's my biggest problem, though, is I don't like my sweets next to my savories.
Oh, man.
But you love Asian food. Isn't that the whole point of Asian food, kind of?
What?
Like you got the sweet and you got the savory. Like,
It's like built in different, though. You know,
completely different.
Like it's a 1 unit sauce typically. Whereas in like if there's a salad with fruit on it and you're like eating it and then you're like, is that a blueberry?
you don't like salad with fruit on it?
Man, I got to cut that sequence into a reel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Like a 1 unit sauce.
I like a 1 unit sauce, dude.
But you know what I mean? Like the Kung Pao chicken from Masterpiece in Duluth, Georgia. It's like syrupy for sure, but it's got that Szechuan peppercorn in it. That's like,
No, I know what you're saying. Absolutely.
yeah, you understand that.
Awesome. Well, hey, we're going to do something fun here. Speaking of tier lists,
Speaking of the holidays,
speaking of the holidays, it doesn't have anything to do with the holidays actually, but we're going to do a tier list of coffee drinks. The coffee drink tier list. This is the definitive coffee drink tier list. It can never be challenged or questioned.
That's right.
This is the last one.
and that's because it's our opinion and y'all can't change that.
The final boss of tier lists for coffee drinks.
You could say that. How did we come up with this? I think we were just like, this would be kind of funny. And
Well, I think it was Sam Smith.
oh my gosh, you're right.
Sam Smith of fame.
He said on the
Meaning
podcast,
our
are you
roaster.
guys going to tier list coffee drinks? And we were like, yes, actually.
Wait. Sam, what did you just say?
Say that again.
Say that again.
And to be clear, this is a highly opinionated tier list. This is going to be us duking out what we think about each of these drinks individually and specifically.
Yeah. But also it's like super objective.
Right.
And to be
True.
clear, it's whenever you get this drink from a coffee shop, not making it at home.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You're purchasing these drinks from a coffee shop.
Yes,
That's
for sure.
right.
So now that we set some rules, some groundwork,
Yeah. What are our tiers?
it's going to be super unique. S, A, B, C, and D. Those are the tiers.
No F?
No, I mean, I can make an F.
You don't have to.
And we don't know.
Can you make an F tier and it's called Forget About It?
Yes.
And we don't know where this whole tier list as a cultural meme came from.
Probably YouTube and probably someone on YouTube.
Well, yeah, but I just feel like, this tier list whole thing kind of took the world by storm.
Maybe Mr. Beast,
Yeah, I think this is beasted for sure. Oh,
Origin of tier list on YouTube. Google.
all right. Oh, what the heck?
What's going on?
Sorry, guys. I'm struggling here with my tier list.
Oh, no.
Okay, the concept of tier lists originated in video game culture, where players rank characters or other in-game elements based on their viability. The word tier comes from the old French word tirer, which means rank, sequence, or order. That was at least that Google AI overview.
Ooh.
Hey, that's
So,
Gemini.
trustworthy.
I don't know if we can trust that, but
All right.
Thanks for sharing, Ross.
We got to dive in.
hit it.
And we're going with some drinks that aren't on our menu as well.
Okay.
And we're going to have some fun with it. Okay. So, first up, might shock you, cafe au lait.
All right. If you want to do a little 3, 2, 1, we all say a letter just to see how that first goes.
sure.
Yeah. 3,
2,
2, 1.
D.
Wow.
D.
Calibrated.
See, that's what I was kind
I
of thinking.
always feel like this drink just lacks everything.
How many times do you think you've drank it? I think every time I ever drink it, it's just like, I want to see what this is like when someone orders this.
Exactly.
And that's a gift of getting something wrong at the cafe. It's like one of my favorite things is when we get to drink something that I'm like, I would never make myself a cafe au lait.
And we do 2/3 coffee, 1/3 steamed milk. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say that's the most generous. Sometimes I feel like it's some people like a little bit more Java. It's like 3/4, 1/4.
Nice. Yeah. It's just not good. It's It's just like,
If it's flat.
it's
the
like, why not
definition
get
of
a
flat.
latte?
Well, that's way too much milk. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to think who's ordering it and why. And they're like, I just don't want that much milk, but I want creamy coffee.
It's like, I want cream, but I want it to be hot.
And
I want some texture.
textured. I mean, I get it.
I get it.
I think I also just don't like cream in my coffee.
Mm.
Like, I love a cappuccino.
Right.
But just putting like half and half in coffee, I feel like this is just the most classic thing to say ever as a specialty coffee guy with a coffee tattoo that owns a coffee company. But it just totally ruins it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's a really dark coffee.
Mm.
Then I think it's fine.
Okay. All right. Next up, espresso tonic.
Okay.
Okay.
Really cultural, moment here.
Yeah.
I see this on Instagram all the time. Do we want to include like sparkling Americano, or is that a completely different thing? Are we speaking specifically with tonic water?
I think espresso tonic is its own thing.
Okay.
So I think we should respect that.
All right.
Thank you.
Espresso tonic. 3, 2, 1. C.
Oh, I thought you were going to go up 1, dude.
You say C?
Yeah.
All right. So it's C.
I think it'd be a little bit more of a enjoyable drink than a cafe au lait.
I appreciate the balance that comes with espresso tonic a little bit more because you've got the high fructose corn syrup or the sugar in the tonic water.
Mhm.
Right.
You also have the quinine, the bitter element, and you have the sparkle. Let me tell you what's way worse than an espresso tonic. This would be, what do we call that?
Forget about it.
Forget about it tier is a sparkling Americano. Goodness gracious. What a absolute just punishing drink
Yeah.
to the mind and soul. Because what is there to it? It's you just got like this espresso, which I don't know how bad I want to roast this drink right now because there's people that like it. I guess I'll just be honest. I feel like
Ariel loves a sparkling Americano.
that's great. So there's real people that like it.
Yeah.
And I-
People that made, our mugs.
right. Well, I think it's a trash drink. Forget about it. But the tonic water kind of helps a little bit. I think.
I'm dropping in a different image that looks just exactly the same, but a little different. And it's going to go into forget about it as sparkling Americano. Cause I agree. It doesn't have anything for me. I don't know.
Okay. Hey, let's keep rolling.
All right. Next up, Japanese iced pour over. So we're talking concentrated brew, 1 to 8 over 8 parts ice,
Right.
dilute it down, a little flair, little pop, little acid.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1. B. Dang. Look at that.
And for me, the reason it's at B is the margin of error getting it at a coffee shop.
Exactly.
And maybe we're going to touch on that more in these other drinks, but like that's something I would want to make at home
Yeah.
and, take my time with. But something in a commercial environment, sometimes a pour over, a by the cup drink like that can really get lost. And I think that one, if it's just not executed well, it's not epic.
Right.
It's less than.
It's usually under extracted
Yes.
because you've got your tighter ratio, but usually the grind size isn't fine enough or the brew time isn't long enough to get the right extraction out of it.
Yeah. All right. Next up, seasonal drink, coffee paired with acid. Just think like coffee lemonade. What's another one? Like
We've got the
Sprojito, sparkling coffee,
cocktail.
orange juice situation.
Yeah.
And the picture is just like a cup of coffee with lemonade on the bottom, but you feel that. We felt inclined to put this one on because we see it done so much.
Yeah. Yeah. If the coffee shop has a signature menu, a seasonal menu, usually there's like a sparkling citrusy drink like this.
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1. C. Gosh, guys,
We're super calibrated.
This is amazing. And I think the reason a lot of times that this is this way is they use the wrong base. Whenever we switched a lot of our seasonal drinks to cold brew concentrate, I think we opened something up there. Would you guys agree?
Totally. Yeah, I think it takes down a lot of the volatility of the espresso and just brings in like the chocolate richness that coffee has to offer as like an ingredient in a drink rather than like the whole show, you know? Like espresso is kind of a show, something that you enjoy by itself. One doesn't really drink cold brew concentrate by itself for a reason. It only has so much to offer, but I think it pairs well for building seasonal drinks.
Wow. Beautifully said.
Are you going to turn that into a reel?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Next up, matcha latte.
Hot or iced? Real question.
Either. It has to be either. We can't do both.
Okay.
Just the matcha latte.
The matcha latte.
All right.
And this is with no flavor.
Just like as it can be with flavor, because we're gonna have to run lattes the same way.
All right.
So just think like
It can be with flavor. All right.
as like a parent,
I've got
as the
my-
ancestor,
I've
as
got
the
my
ancestor.
answer.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
A.
Whoa.
AAC. So B.
I only gave it a C because I would never, ever, ever order it. But I get it and I'm fine with it. You know,
Yeah.
like as it exists objectively, it's a fine beverage. But I'm like,
I wouldn't order it either, but I just think that like matcha ice cream is one of the most delicious flavors out there. And like mochi matcha is amazing. And I think our lavender vanilla matcha iced or hot, I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah. You
It's
can
a
put anything in it. Let me say why I said A. You can make the likelihood of making matcha the same way each time is much higher than making espresso consistently each time. Maybe matcha heads out there would disagree, but that's just me.
hey, let us know in the comments.
So we'll go B for Ethan.
You
Go.
can, you can put it as A. I don't care.
No, you said C. I think it needs to be B.
I don't care about anything.
That's
It's like a
cool.
B plus. Anyways, so next up we have following matcha latte, the latte.
A latte.
Flavor or an unflavored,
Yes.
hot or cold.
Yes.
The latte.
Yes.
Okay.
It's hard.
This one's difficult because of what we talked about earlier. Oof. All right, yeah.
It's hard not to be driven by money.
That's
here,
what I'm
you know?
saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be sitting here without this drink. We wouldn't be recording a podcast.
Live in the Valor Coffee studio.
What do you think paid for this SM7B?
Hey.
All right. 3, 2, 1. C.
B.
Whoa.
Did you say B?
I said B. I thought I just don't I can't believe you would jump down from A to C for such a similar concept.
It can just be so much worse. I think that espresso, in my opinion, can also just get lost much more as the base because people brew it wildly different from shot to shot. And that's my...
And shop to shop.
And shot to shop. So anyways, we'll put it in B. I'm just disgruntled.
Have you guys ever, when was the last time you think you ordered a latte at a coffee shop? How many years you got to go back?
2015, probably. Probably like 2015.
I was
think
getting
it would
lattes at the Cup Bear before I graduated high school. So I graduated high school in 2015. So by 2015.
Yeah, I feel like there's been times where I'm like traveling somewhere and it's like I somehow end up with a latte. Or, you know, like when you order a cappuccino, but they actually make like a 10-ounce cappuccino, it's like, oops, I just drank a latte.
You didn't order the latte, though.
You didn't order the latte.
But I
though.
drank a latte.
All right.
You drank a
Here we
latte
go.
of it.
Do we have cold brew on this?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Just calm down, buddy. Calm down.
All right.
Next up, drip coffee. Got a picture of a Fetco XTS right here.
Yeah.
Batch brew.
Man, this one's
too easy for me.
I don't know. Not for me. It's very complex, but let's rank it.
All right. 3, 2, 1. S.
S.
Let me explain. So if it's done well, it's absolutely S tier. But the amount of time, like I order drip coffee batch brew
Okay.
more than any other.
Bro, with that frame of mind, then nothing is going to be S tier on this list.
You're ruining this podcast if you think that.
Wait, so this, all of this is like if it's executed optimally.
I mean, I guess if that was the case, then everything would be bumped up. But I would say like lean favorably and just also consider like what you actually order when you go to a coffee shop.
Can you please stop yelling?
Well, I'm mad.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my answer, just because if I was to look at a pie chart, okay, I could ask Chat GPT to make a pie chart of my experience with batch brew in coffee shops across the world,
And just like to guess your experience.
No, Chat.
So chat,
I've got
guess my
Neuralink,
experience.
and it knows my experience.
Oh.
Yeah, I would say like a lot of times drip coffee has been sitting for too long.
Oh.
Maybe that acidity is a little bit more muted because it's been sitting in an air pot. Or maybe it's a little under temp, or maybe the coffee is a little too dark. But at the same time, like that's what I order most of the time.
I'm happy to bump it to A.
Well, it's going to be A anyways because I said S.
Oh,
We were going to meet in the middle on that one.
Right. Hey, Ross, I appreciate your insight there. Thank you.
All right.
man.
Well, we do have our first A. That's our first A.
I'm comfortable with batch brew being A tier.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Next up, cold brew.
Yeah.
Cold brew at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Us ordering cold brew at a coffee shop. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1. D.
C.
B, C, D.
So
Okay.
C, I win. Ha.
I would drink some cold brew in the summer.
I do at Valor.
Yeah.
I get it every now and then.
I grab a
Couple ounces.
Yeah, I get a few. I can't.
16 ounces of cold brew. You
That's
kidding
a lot,
me?
bro.
That's a tummy ache
That's I'm not trying to get a tummy ache.
in
Man.
the hot sun.
Right. When I'm sunbathing in Alpharetta, Georgia.
I mean, I would rather have a Japanese style iced coffee than a cold brew.
And the results show
I would.
if that's a B.
That's
cold brew
fair.
is a C.
And the way we do that at our cafe is we got our middle child, which is that 1-to-9 brew ratio,
Yeah.
shaken
Yeah.
with ice and then poured over service ice. Like that's
And double filtered.
double filtered. I mean, that's fire.
Yeah. Remember that one time
What?
I picked you up from the gym
Yes.
and I got you that low O2 Rwanda Abishize Hamwe and you were demolishing it. You said, "What is this? This is so good."
What is this elixir?
All right, this one's kind
of
of niche, obviously, because we can only really drink this at our cafe.
Oh,
The middle child.
Yeah.
I put a picture of Frankie Muniz, Malcolm in the middle. That's the only way I
Tasteful.
knew how to convey this.
Very nice.
tasteful.
So, but I guess, yeah, let's just think about the middle child. All right, I thought about it. Here
All
we
right.
go. 3, 2, 1. S. S tiered.
SSA, baby, Social Security Administration.
That one feels, a little cheap that we would put that one in S.
Why did you
Especially as our
say
first
A and
S.
not S?
I said S.
Oh, why did you say A?
I don't know.
Nice take.
Maybe for that reason.
Nice take.
Just like not trying to put our drink at the top.
Yeah, I get that, but for my money, I'm thinking like this thing is versatile because you can make a Japanese iced shaken situation like I just talked about. You can drink it straight as a middle child and it's really consistent, and you can dilute it with hot bypass water and now you have your by the cup. Man, if that's not S tier, I don't know what is.
Okay. All right, whatever. Fine. Throw it up there.
All right, it's up there. Here we go. The cappuccino.
Yeah.
With this one,
For here to go.
your frame of mind is the cappuccino as a traditional cappuccino. So if somewhere where you could walk in and order a cappuccino and they give you the right thing.
A specialty coffee shop.
So it's at a specialty coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to get this one right, boys. We can't mess this up.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. S.
S tier, baby.
Did you just say that because you knew we were going to say it?
Yeah. Can I say, so this hit me and this is something I'm guilty of, and this is something I think Valor as a whole is guilty of, and I think this is something that the specialty coffee industry is guilty of. When someone orders a cappuccino to go, we can't fill up the 8-ounce cup all the way.
And you don't?
Now I don't, but I've learned the hard way.
Does the whole team not?
I doubt it.
Okay, well, it sounds like we got some systems
I think they
to
just
work
have
on.
bad leaders. Like someone's not like telling them.
I think they have a terrible leader.
Yeah,
I get why you want to fill it up all the way because you got the latte art. You're trained to fill cups up all the way.
But so I got a cappuccino to go the other day and it was filled up all the way. And I was like, I mean, this tastes fine, but
this ain't a cappuccino.
It's now a small latte.
Yeah.
And I'm super guilty of it. And now I'm on a mission to give 6-ounce to go cappuccinos. You might be asking me, why don't you just get a 6-ounce to go cup? And I'm saying, look, dude, I don't know. That's just what the cup people sell. They just sell 8-ounce cups.
I've never seen
what
a
do you want me to do?
6-ounce
They just sell
cup.
They sell 8-ounce.
It's true.
Now, if we get in
chat, comment below if there's a 6-ounce to go cup out there.
Yeah, thanks, chat.
Thanks, chat. Anyways, that was my little thing I've been
Dang, dude. You just went off. We let you cook on that. All right. Tea. Loose leaf tea.
Yeah.
I made myself a tea yesterday.
Of any shape and size. The tea heads out there.
They're rolling in their grave.
Yeah. There's so many teas. I know. There's a lot of teas.
Hot rice.
Loose leaf tea at a specialty coffee shop.
Yes.
Go.
3, 2, 1. C. All right.
I said B.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty consistent product. But I do think that like the way it's served, even at our coffee shop, where if it's for here, you get your little carafe. And I mean, how often are we really saying like, hey, this is a really delicate green tea.
Hourglass.
If you let it brew for like much longer than 3 minutes, it's going to taste bad.
Cook.
Yeah.
You know, like that's not, it's sending a message. If behavior is a language, what are we saying?
Wow.
Yeah. So when you say tea at a specialty coffee shop, the things that go through my mind are like, they're probably using really good tea and it's probably getting brewed up in a really like normal way, like a mid.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey, yeah, green tea, all green teas usually steep for 3 minutes. And I'm like, actually, that's not true. At least preferred. And that's what's interesting about tea is it's a lot of like brew recommendations. It's like we recommend this temperature water. And they're even like, you can re-steep it this many times.
Now, if it's an herbal tea, that's like A for me.
Let that thing go.
That's A tier for me.
Well, that's it. When I was in my tea, I was like, okay, if I get an iced lemongrass hibiscus tea in the summer, I'm going to be pleased.
You're going to drink it in 4 sips, but
throw some honey and oat milk in there, call it the purple dino.
That drink is fire.
Let's go.
All right. Next up, here we go. Macchiato.
Macchiato.
Traditional macchiato. All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. F.
D.
What'd you say?
B.
B.
B, D, F.
D, F. So D?
Sure. I think it's fine. I don't know.
I think it's the worst part of milk and espresso whenever you only do a touch.
Did you know now in Dunwoody, people want the traditional macchiato so much that we had to make a microfoam or foam modifier in macchiato?
A dollop or a microfoam latte art thing?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I think there's just more of a European, like a clientele.
Huh.
They want the like.
I just wonder if there's another coffee shop around that like does that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I actually think the whole dollop style macchiato is better than the latte art style. Just because usually if you're getting a dolloped macchiato, you're dealing with some like dark espresso. I don't mind a little steamed milk to take the edge off of that a little bit. That might sound bigoted because of my statement earlier about the cafe au lait.
Oh.
But I know you're all thinking that. But
Everyone was thinking that sounds bigoted for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Next up, here we go. Cafe Misto. I don't even know what this is. What the hell is that?
From my understanding, a cafe misto is a cafe au lait, but you are subbing the brewed coffee in the cafe au lait with espresso and a little bit of bypass water. So it's basically like a long black add steamed milk.
I've had this because we made it one time and I drink it. I've had it one time.
What did we put cafe au lait?
Cafe au lait is D tier. Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly where this is going.
All right. 3, 2, 1. D.
C. I get C because the strength is going to be
probably
higher.
better.
It's
Espresso
probably
and
better.
milk
do we want to go C on it?
Yeah.
All right. It's just so funny that sits in C with cold brew.
We get classic C tier, cold brew, cafe misto.
Loose leaf tea.
Tea.
Yeah. All right. Next up, you know it. You love it. This one needs no introduction. The cortado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cortado.
Okay.
Gibraltar.
Piccolo.
What have you. Cortado. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. B. Wow.
Yeah.
We're all on B, yet I know for a fact none of us would ever walk in and order this drink. Isn't that funny?
That's true.
Unless you're tasked to. That happened to me the other day. I told you guys about it. I had to go into a cool coffee shop to pick up a coffee for a friend, and they wanted an oat cortado. And I was like, I feel silly. I'm going to be honest. But you got to get over yourself and just order that oat tado. Or get the Tokyo oat, little Tokyo drift with oat milk. Not bad.
Listen, if you like cortados, if you like to go in somewhere and order cortados, we're not trying to shame you by any means.
No.
We just think the cappuccino is the superior drink by far.
B is fine. B's good.
Yeah, it's good.
I do need to drink a cortado, though, to be fair.
You do need to drink your cortado?
One does need to drink one to better understand, you know?
You've drank a cortado.
Oh, I've had ample, but I haven't had it in a while.
Let me tell you where the hate comes for me. Okay?
What's with all the hate talk? B is good.
I just think historically we've hated on the cortado, kind of made fun of it. And I want to address that as to why that is. Okay. I think that a lot of times, let me grab the mic here. A lot of times, espresso at coffee shops is under extracted, a little too bright. When you are only adding 2.5 ounces of milk, it doesn't taste good. So it's less about cortado equals bad and more like maybe let's up the extraction on our espresso. And we're guilty of that as well.
Sure, we've all been there.
That's where it comes from for me. And also the classic explanation of a cortado is equal parts espresso, equal parts milk. That's not even true.
It's a fallacy.
It's really not. It's not true.
It's not true. It's more milk than it is espresso most times. Right?
Yeah, I mean, especially if people are doing a little bit more of a traditional shot.
Most are.
And most are. You're getting like an ounce of liquid out.
Yeah. Ours might be closer sometimes, but
yeah.
Anyways, let's keep it rolling. Next up, espresso. Cafe espresso.
Espresso.
For here. Of course.
Talking.
This one I feel like we could all go in wildly different directions.
Sure.
But I'm just gonna go where I want to go with this, where my heart says to go. And here goes. 3, 2, 1. A. A?
A.
An S. I'm glad that we were all at least close on that. I'm going A just because I order espresso probably 50% of the time that I go to a coffee shop. And I probably don't like it 80% of the time.
You're like powering through it.
Yeah. Because I always have the high hopes for the 20% of the time when it is good and it's a magical experience.
Yeah. I feel the same way.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
The thing sometimes is I feel like it's not even like the quality of the espresso, but sometimes when you're out in the world getting espresso, like you're not even ready for it. You know what I mean?
Say more about that because I'm not following.
like I get it that 80% I get 80% of the time when I get espresso, I'm like well, I think that can be like, you're not drinking it when you're ready for it. Like you're out, maybe you're traveling. Okay. Have you ever traveled before?
Yeah.
Can you think about that?
All the time.
And it's like 3 p.m. and you like want to go to a coffee shop and like you want to try their stuff and you get an espresso at like 3 p.m. and you're just like I had lunch earlier. I'm like feeling a bit weird. And I got the drip too because I want to taste their other stuff. And you're just like, you're powering through the espresso and it's probably like fine, but you're just like, can you relate? Can anyone ever relate out there?
I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying. I don't think it's as big of a problem as you're making it out
because
to be.
My favorite time to drink espresso is when I'm dialing in the morning. I'm like loving it. I'm like, goom, goom, goom.
Yeah.
But then catch me on the closing shift and I show up at like 12 to like, and I'm like, hey, let's see where the espresso's at.
It's more work.
I'm tasting it and I'm like, And it probably tasted super similar. Yeah. Anyone else get me out there?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So I'm like, if you go to a coffee shop at like 8 a.m. and you get an espresso, I think it's more of like a, maybe a 50-50 shot. It's going to be awesome for you. Whereas in the afternoon, do Italians drink espresso in the afternoon or do they drink cappuccinos? I always forget. They're always like, you do this in the morning, then you do this in the afternoon.
Yeah. I don't know.
Was it espresso in the morning, cappuccino in the afternoon?
I know nothing about Italians.
If you're Italian out there, you've been to Italy, hit us up in the comments.
Yeah, either one.
Don't talk about espresso culture. Just hit us up.
That's funny. All right, next up, hot Americano.
12 ounce?
12 ounce hot Americano. Let's call it that. All right. 3, 2, 1. D.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Put in the forget about it, dude. You want to
Okay.
as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Do it.
You're
Forget
being
about it.
soft.
Now, forget about it is sparkling Americano and hot Americano. But the sparkling Americano is worse. So it's almost like there needs to be another category.
No. That's the point of forget about it. So that's why I think it needs to be D.
I want to forget about it.
Yeah, but sparkling Americano is worse than Americano.
I'd rather have a sparkling Americano.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Somehow.
Okay, I think we're just going to leave both and forget about it. But the Americano is so bad. It's the worst ratioed drink, maybe of all time, maybe ever.
Yeah.
Dude, do you have long black on there? Because
I do have long black on there.
Gotta hit it next.
Yeah, it's next.
Okay.
Yeah, it's next now. So nothing else to say because we're going to forget about it. We're forgetting about the Americano. Gone. Here goes long black. You ready? 3, 2, 1. S.
A.
Isn't it just so crazy that the same ingredients can make two wildly different things whenever you don't balance them right?
That the long black is what made us think of, or part of what made us think of the middle child.
Right.
Because you got a really nice ratio strength wise with a long black. And just so in case anyone doesn't know, a long black is, where my head's at, it's like 3-4 ounces of water. And then you pull a shot of espresso on top of the water, hot water, that is. Then you've got, like a 6 ounce beverage and it's delicious. So then here comes the middle child. How could we brew the same strength drink?
Yeah.
But straight from the brew source instead of like espresso, add water.
Right.
I'm with you. I get it. Okay. Next up, pour over. You go to a coffee shop, you order a pour over.
Are you guys, maybe this is too much clarity or too much nitpickiness, but are we thinking like maybe a more expensive, higher acidity pour over?
I mean, that's the only, maybe not higher acidity, but I'm only ordering a pour over on the more premium side of things because it has to catch my eye.
Otherwise, you're just going to get batch brew.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to, I'm not personally not going to just get the chocolatey washed Guatemalan on
just
pour over.
Because it's a pour over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some people do that because they believe that batch brew is fundamentally bad. I don't believe that. I think it's more consistent every time.
You do not believe in total depravity for batch brew. And
No,
I respect
absolutely
that.
not.
Thank you for saying that.
And so yeah, I would only end up getting the more, premium options.
Churros.
And I think you guys would both agree there.
I would agree.
Okay. Awesome.
I'd probably just get like the house dark roast.
And that does change how I would rate this.
Yeah, this is us walking into a coffee shop getting a $7 pour over.
Yeah.
What's the experience like?
$7 to $15 pour over.
$7 to
man.
$35 pour over.
All right.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
B.
I was a little
You
delayed.
hesitated.
I was a little
Were you going to
delayed.
say that?
I was going to say B or A, and I said B.
Yeah. Because we do this.
We do
all the
this.
time.
We talk trash about it. We talk trash about places that have that do pour over, mainly just because of how we perceive it affects the flow of service and how it's not usually consistent.
And I feel like we always order it when it's right. You know, like they got time. They're there. We're hanging out. And we're like, good brother.
Yeah. It's similar to espresso. Like a lot of times I drink it and I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. Like it's fine. Maybe espresso is a little bit more polarizing. Like the bad ones are really bad. You know?
Yeah.
Whereas pour over, like the bad ones are just like, it's
coffee.
It's kind of just like tastes like coffee.
And it's just because the expectation is raised because we're paying $10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. Here's a fun one. Frappuccino. Yeah. Blended, sweet, little whipped cream on top. Chocolate chips, a little choco syrup.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I got to really think about where I want to put this one.
And this is kind of like breaking the scale a little bit because I'm picturing walking into a specialty coffee shop and there's a Frappuccino on the menu.
Yep.
Like that's kind of exciting for me.
Like Cat and Cloud.
Like creamy beige.
Yeah.
I've never had it. But
did you have it?
I did not have it and I wish I would have.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, all right, let's rate it. Let's rate it.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. A. What'd you say?
A.
I said B.
Dude, it's dessert. Who doesn't like dessert?
Yeah.
Right.
Like if I walked into a really cool coffee shop and there was a blended drink on the menu and it's the three of us like on a trip, like
we're gonna
get it. We're gonna get it.
I love
It's
a good,
true.
fun,
It's true.
non-alcoholic drink.
And it's
Yeah.
gonna taste good because it has sugar.
Oh yeah.
And sugar tastes good.
Yes.
Maybe if we're lucky, it has high fructose corn syrup.
Right.
Only if we're lucky. Okay. Last item. This one might shock you guys. Croissant.
Whoa.
How about that?
Little bonus.
Yeah, this
Bonus.
is the bonus section.
Okay.
Croissant. Specialty coffee shop croissant.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
C.
B.
B.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like most of the time it's gonna not be very flaky.
Mm,
And in this case, flaky is good.
yeah.
So-
Flaky in like relational sense, bad.
But when it's amazing, it's S tiered. For sure.
I just really don't eat croissants.
Yeah.
And they kind of make me bloated.
All right. So to review, S tier, we have middle child and cappuccino.
We like our 6-ounce drinks.
A tier, batch brew, espresso, long black, frappuccino.
Come on, baby.
B tier, we have Japanese iced pour over, matcha latte, cortado, pour over, croissant. C tier, we have the espresso tonic, seasonal, citrusy espresso drink, Sig Bev, cold brew, loose leaf tea, cafe misto. D tier, we have cafe au lait and macchiato. And forget about it, we have sparkling Americano and hot Americano.
Yeah, I stand by all that. I mean, the Frappuccino is sort of the wild card, but if you think about the rules of the game, you're walking into a specialty coffee shop, they have a Frappuccino, like it's going to be good. We're going to get it.
It'll be fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. Man, I feel good about this.
So, in light of this, what did we learn?
we learned that we are conceited.
What? Why?
We
Middle child.
conceded?
No, sorry. We're Grayson, edit that part out. Don't make me look like an idiot on this podcast.
Don't edit it out,
We
please.
are arrogant. That's what I meant to say.
Or we're proud of something that's on our menu.
Mm.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know about that. Yeah. I think I feel good. I feel good.
Yeah. Do we have time for one more thing?
Yeah.
What if we went on our Square POS and we looked up year-to-date report on what are the most popular drinks sold in our cafe? And we kind of gave some numbers.
Okay.
You're an animal. Hey, dude, while you're looking that up, do you want me to talk about this coffee we're drinking?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Ethan, and this is what coffee we're drinking. I want to do a quick shout out to our guy, Paul, who works now at the Alpharetta Cafe.
Thank you, Paul.
Paul went on a trip, more or less,
Would you call it a trip?
Yeah.
to Oregon, and he picked up some coffee for us. He is a thoughtful guy.
He is.
You know
He
what?
really is.
In the back office right now, there's Valor cards with names on them. And I realized he wrote everybody on the Alfredo team a letter. What? Thoughtful much, bro?
Wow.
So nice. I have to read mine. I saw mine. I was like, I'm going to need to save my tears for this. So he got us something from Futura Coffee Roasters. Y'all ever heard of them?
No.
Personally, no.
Well, neither had I until now. And what is brought to us is an SO, a little, you guys ever heard of the variety Senna Cafe?
Yes.
Wow, that's a variety, baby. From Colombia, Magdalena. Sounds beautiful. It's just a natty, dude. And it's super in your face. It's fun. I'd say in a word, vibrant. And I hate to go there, guys, but yeah, I brewed it with third wave water.
Yeah, man.
So thank you, Paul. Thank you, Third Wave Water. Thank you, Third Wave Water, for all your profiles. I just want to lift those up. Cold brew, medium roast, dark roast, low acid, espresso. Hey, speaking of Third Wave Water,
Light roast.
classic light roast profile. Hey, that's the one we always use. Maybe one day I'll finally mix it up. Ross, dude, Ross, did you see
Use code Valor.
Use code Valor for 15% off and first 5 orders, which sorry, you already missed it today. Try again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't buy it today. Buy it tomorrow. You get a free, cupping spoon and a free water TDS meter.
That's right.
What else, Ross?
Well, what?
Next week, Third Wave Water.
Yeah. So we do have a podcast releasing next week with the folk.
No, sorry, it's not next week. Next week's Thanksgiving. It's the week after.
With Third Wave Water. And the results may shock you. I thought that I really got to the heart of a lot of
Wait, you already
matters.
recorded it?
No, we record all of our podcasts live. Just kidding. But
I will be getting to the heart of matters.
well,
I will be having
I
fun.
think that, we have accumulated a lot of questions over this podcast about water.
Maybe more questions than answers at this juncture.
And now all of them are answered.
Like, what percent is it more vibrant?
60%. We did know the answer to that one.
That one's just scientific fact. All right. You guys ready for the results?
Yes.
So I'll start with okay. We'll start with the top items and we'll go to the top grossing items because they're different answers. Isn't that interesting?
No.
The
I
money
know.
versus the quantity of
Yes.
item. Yeah. Okay.
So number 1, shocking, the latte.
Cafe latte.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll just give out the numbers. I don't care.
Yeah. Come on.
Do we want to do both locations?
No, I think just one
together?
one location.
I feel like that would be hard to quantify
Okay.
if someone's trying to do something with these numbers.
Alpharetta or Dunwoody?
Let's do Alpharetta.
Okay. So lattes, we sold year to date 40,869 lattes.
Year to date.
Yeah.
And it's November 20th.
Yes.
That's a real time number.
That is at this moment.
What's up, y'all? We're trying to hit 50K latte by the end of the year, so come on down to
We
the
honestly
Alpharetta
might.
Cafe.
With the way December usually plays out. So yeah, 21,000 iced, 12,000 12 ounce, 7,000 16 ounce. It's pretty much, there's some change in those numbers. Pretty much even split between iced and hot.
Interesting.
Yeah. How about that?
Interesting.
Number 2 item, croissant.
Oh my gosh.
How about that? 17,000
In all of their varieties?
in all of their
Okay,
varieties.
makes sense.
17,294 sold. The leading one being ham and egg and cheese, 5,755 sold.
And then plain.
And then plain at 4,456. And then so on and so forth. Next up, the cappuccino.
No.
I know, it's crazy,
One would have thought drip.
right?
One would
I'm
have-
shocked. I'm shooked. I just can't believe that many people order cappuccinos. I feel like it used to not be that way.
And maybe there's something we could explore there later, but at least in Alpharetta, it would be fun. I don't know if we have the time today to look at Dunwoody's, because why I said Alpharetta is we have been in the community longer. And not that we're on a mission to get people to not order lattes, but I would imagine people have like begun to diversify.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people that have been coming to Alpharetta have started getting hot and iced cappuccinos, also with flavor, but just like a half ounce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're basically like kind of backing down a little bit.
And to be real, people are more conscious about their health and intake as the years go by. Would you guys say that's accurate? I just want to, like, on a day-to-day
Yeah.
basis, it's like I want to take in half of the amount of milk I used to for
Yeah.
my coffee to start the day.
I would agree.
Yeah. Next up, we've got drip coffee.
How many cappuccinos, by the way? You said 40?
9,686
So
year to date.
still 4 times more latte than cappuccino.
Yeah. And then drip
4
is,
times
I mean, drip and cappuccino are neck and neck. Drip is 9,245 drips.
Okay.
And then just behind drip, you got matcha latte,
That's not surprising.
8,559. Followed by cold brew, followed by choco chip banana bread,
Curveball.
followed by Americano.
No.
I know. Followed by a drink we forgot to put on the tier list. What the heck were we thinking? Chai latte.
Oops.
Followed by cortado, then muffin, then tea, then nitro lavender oat. We didn't put nitro cold brew. Man,
Hey,
gotta throw this whole podcast out.
come on.
Just kidding. Followed by modifiers.
Right. Do you want to just quickly look at Dunwoody's? I'm so curious. Just real fast.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys if there's anything wildly different.
Are you gatekeeping these numbers?
Yep. Latte, croissant, drip coffee, matcha latte, cappuccino. So that is very different.
Whoa. So matcha didn't even really make it in Alpharetta?
Matcha was
It was up
It was
there.
like post
Like,
drip.
yeah,
Oh,
still
I didn't-
less
I didn't hear that.
overall. We've sold way more croissants in Dunwoody. We've sold way more drip coffees.
What's that number?
Oh, not way more. 1,000 more drip coffees.
Okay.
It's kind of a lot.
Still less matcha lattes, but we sold like 2,000 less cappuccinos in Dunwoody. You might have a point there, buddy.
Wow. I might be honest.
All
with
right,
you.
now going back just over to Alpharetta to look at the top grossing items, because this might shock you. Number 1, latte. Number 2, croissant. Number 3, matcha latte.
It
So
kinda
even though it was
jumps-
down,
Still a latte.
jumps on up. Number 4, cappuccino. Number 5, drip coffee.
Mm.
Yeah. So,
Do you want to give out any numbers?
yeah. Latte, year to date, we've made $244,000 on lattes in one location.
That's
Gross.
That's almost my yearly
Gross.
salary.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth.
Token.
It's like 10 times your yearly salary.
Yeah.
And then the other numbers are whatever. I think that was just the more interesting one.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there after all this drink talk. Like, you know,
What are the people saying?
what are the people saying?
Yeah.
They're voting with their dollars.
The people say, me want latte.
Right.
People do say me want latte
That's
all
how
the time.
That's how we ask them to order it.
Yeah.
And this also isn't factoring in how the seasonal items kind of overlap into these drinks a little bit. So that'd be interesting. But
That's the next
the
podcast.
semantics of that would be a lot.
Yeah.
Well, a
Right.
joke of a podcast turned into a piece of gold radio content.
Honestly, like such a good podcast.
Man,
Riley, thanks for putting this together, bro.
yeah, I spent all week getting ready for this.
Yeah.
Getting the
we can tell.
pictures for the tier
Yep,
list.
like screenshotting the pictures from Google.
And if y'all are just listening to this, can I just say you're missing out? Like watching it on YouTube.
Ooh, it's a different experience.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah. And you get to like see the
There
screen.
seriously are some effects. We've got some effects now.
Okay. Yeah, that is true. Thank you, Grayson. You're having fun with it. And I love that.
Me too.
Thank you. Now
But-
tilt up.
Lots
I'm
of
just
cool,
kidding.
lots of cool zooms, lots of cool little.
Pans and
Yeah,
tilts.
like color filters.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, and he just did all of those over us saying that too.
maybe.
Maybe if we're lucky. Well, take care. Happy Thanksgiving.
Take care.
care.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Go Birds. Rise up.
I got two.
Uh-oh.